Hey PMP guys, I know it's been a really long time, but this is FizzyStardust, and I'm here with a Pokemon trading card game online match. I'm gonna use a deck called Keldeo. What it does basically is it uses Blastoise, who has an ability that will you can attach as many water energies as you want in a turn, and basically you use power up Keldeo, and Keldeo does super much damage and just destroys the other guys. My starting hand is a bad one. I got a couple potions, I got a couple energies, and I got a stadium. That stadium's a Sky or a bridge. It lets basic Pokemon retreat for one less than it normally would. Now he's going to use Ultra Ball and discard 2 cards to get any Pokemon he wants, and it looks like he's going to pull up a Darkrai EX. He's also got a Mewtwo EX on his bench, and then a Sableye in the start. So already I know what kind of deck I'm facing. And he definitely looks like to be in a better position than I am. So, basically I have to hope that when I draw a card, it's a supporter and give me a new hand. He's actually going to attach a Eviolite to Sableye, which is questionable, and then play Bianca, which lets him draw until he has 6 cards in his hand. So he's off to a pretty decent start, and then he's going to attach an energy to Sableye, and then probably Junk Hunt, which is an attack where you can get 2 item cards from your discard and put them back in your hand. So he gets the Enhanced Hammer and the Ultra Ball. An Enhanced Hammer is a card that discards special energy cards off your opponent. So, yeah. I draw into a rare candy, and it's not good. I'm going to play down the water energy, and I'm not going to play down Sky Arrow. The reason being is I don't yet want him to benefit from it if, if he plays ground fighting type cards, because, okay, Darkrai has an ability where if he has a dark energy attached, you get free retreat anyways. So, I want to force him to attach to things to retreat. And usually these kind of decks with Darkrai and Mewtwo and Sableye, Terrakion is likely in the deck also. So, I'm going to wait till the last possible second to play that Sky Arrow, but at this point it looks like it's just really not going to matter, and I could have played it down at any point now. I go for Water Splash, and since I didn't flip heads, I don't do any damage because it was Eviolite, which reduces damage by 20. So, like I said, we're in a pretty bad shape. Those are 2 energies I don't want to attach to that Squirtle at all, but I'm in a predicament in which something needs to be done, so I'm trying to do something. I don't like sitting idly by and just passing. So it looks like he attached an energy to that Darkrai on the bench. Bad thing. Don't like Darkrai's on the bench. Don't like it. Don't like it. So he's going to play Catcher. And that, I was, what? Why would he do that? And then maybe he's just trying to get rid of cards, but it looks like he just played it just so I have to attach to a retreat. I finally get a Juniper, and I discard a lot of stuff I didn't want to, but I also get some pretty decent cards off the Juniper. I get a Rare Candy, Blastoise, and Keldeo, and enough energy to power up that Keldeo. Keldeo has an ability called Rush In, so if it's on the bench, it can just go into the active. I don't have to retreat the other Pokemon, so it's really awesome. The only reason I play Sky Arrow is so Keldeo's retreat is only 1 now. So, Keldeo's attack, it does 50 plus 20 for each water attached, so I'm doing 110, which is a great amount, because if he has Eviolite on that Darkrai, I'm still doing 90, and it will still 2-hit KO him, which is awesome. That's what we like. So that was just me checking out my discards, seeing what I've used. At this point, I have no cards in my hand, and that's really, really a bad place to be. That means if I'm really relying on top decking something that can allow me to just kind of do something, because now all I can do is whatever he lets me do. The ball is completely in his court, and I have no control over it. whatsoever. So he plays down another Darkrai and another Mewtwo. And when you have Mewtwo on the bench, a good thing to do is have another Mewtwo ready to go. So if I play down my own Mewtwo and knock out his, he's ready to revenge kill me. Now, this is that scenario that I was talking about. My Keldeo's confused, so I attach the one energy that I just got, and I retreat into the Squirtle, and then I rush back in. I don't want to risk getting confused damage, and that is essentially why you want to play, why anyone would think about playing Skyward Bridge. I'm not saying it's an absolutely necessary card or anything, but it's definitely handy, and you can see there why it's handy. So I get to take up my first prize, and I draw a prize card, and it's an Ultra Ball. That's going to do me no good, because it requires other cards in my hand to actually work. So, shit. Now we're at a point where the pressure's kind of on him, because it doesn't look like he's been drawing a lot of energy. So his Darkrai's aren't charged up. The only thing that really was keeping him going was that Sableye being able to junk hunt things. But he Dark Patches, and the weird thing is, he Dark Patches to the Darkrai with no damage, but also the Darkrai with no energy already on it. So unless he has some way to get a whole bunch of energy in play this turn, he's going to be hurting quite a bit. But again, he's really in control, because I can only attack what he lets me attack. So, sure, I can attack this Mewtwo, but it's exactly what he wants me to do. So, yeah. Now, I draw into a Blastoise. Again, that doesn't help. I can't evolve. I don't have any rare candies. I don't play any Wartortles because Skyla exists, and Skyla is a supporter that lets you grab any trainer card. So you can grab an item, a supporter, or stadium with Skyla. So I figure it's just essentially like playing a whole bunch of extra rare candies in the deck. So I eliminate that stage 1 line in most of my decks. Looks like he's playing Energy Switch, which is a really good card, especially for his deck. So it's going to let him move a basic energy card from one Pokemon to another. So he moves it to Mewtwo. And the good thing about this is he plays N, which super much helps me. Really happy about that. I think he probably had it in his hand for a couple turns and didn't want to play it because I was in such a bad shape. But it probably turned out that he's apparently not getting what he wants either, so he really needs to do something. He's going to play Ultra Ball here. He's got that energy on Mewtwo, and it looks like he has 2 more on that Darkrai there. He also has a Dark Claw attached, and Dark Claw does 20 more damage when attached to a Dark Pokemon. So it looks like he's got another Dark Patch. Oh, that is his second Dark Energy on the Darkrai. So he retreats in Darkrai, and if he has an Energy Switch, which he does right there, he'll be able to attack this turn, which is, what he would like to do. I'm in a little bit of trouble, but I get some stuff that's actually pretty good. I draw into a Keldeo, and I think what I would want to do here is play the Energy Retrieval, get that energy out of the discard, even though it would normally let me grab 2. There's only 1 in the discard, and I can't really afford to be picky right now because, like I said, my back's kind of against the wall. I debate whether or not to play that Mewtwo, and I decided just to do it. And it doesn't really help out, but I do get to power up a second Keldeo, and I think at this point I'm just going to rush in with that Keldeo and start attacking, or go for Ultra Ball and get a Blastoise because I have a Rare Candy and a Super Rod, so pretty solid. Now what happens is my Blastoise previous is protected by the second one, and I don't have to worry about it all that much. Now that I have 2 up, he basically is forced to go for the attacking threats instead of the setup threats because there are 2, and it would just be kind of like a waste of a turn. in, like, because if you take out the setup Pokemon in a lot of decks, they kind of just fall flat, and there's not much you could do. But at this point, like I said, I have a backup, so we're pretty good. He was able to capture out my damaged Keldeo and knock it out with another Night Spear. Night Spear is Darkrai's attack. It does 90 to the active, and then does 30 to a bench Pokemon. But since he has Dark Claw attached, it does 110 to the active, and then he'll also still do 30 to my bench. And the reason I'm being super thorough with you guys is I know the PMP crowd isn't totally savvy about TCG, so if I'm being a little too explanatory, let me know. I'll try to correct that. So I gotta grab a Keldeo and 2 waters with that Super Rod. At this point, I could catch her, but it really wouldn't help. I play Juniper, and I get a really good card being Potion, so it takes out that damage there. I do play Kyurem in this deck, but lately I've just kind of found it to not just be enough. What Kyurem does is he spreads 30 to everything on his side of the field, and I decided it just, meh. In theory, it's really good. In practice, it's good. I'm able to take out his Darkrai, which is great, which wipes all of his energy off the field. That is huge, because right now he has nothing to go on. I got a couple prizes because I knocked out an EX. When you knock out an EX card, you get 2 prizes. There's that Skyla card I was talking about. I'm looking at his discard now to see what he's got in there. There's 3 energy, a Darkrai. There's 1 fighting energy, so I know he at least plays something like Terrakion, Landorus EX, maybe Stunfisk. Stunfisk is actually pretty good in this game. I know it's borderline worthless in online play, but in TCG, it's actually a pretty good card. However, Landorus EX came out, and it does what Stunfisk does 1,000 times better. So, nah. Computer Search is the card he just played, and it's all silver because it's an ace spec. You can only use 1 ace spec in your deck. Computer Search, you can discard 2 cards and draw any card you want out of your deck. Now, the cool thing you can do with ace spec in any deck that runs Sableye is you can use Junk Hunt and get Computer Search back in your hand, essentially playing more than 1 ace spec in your deck, which is really good. So he Dark Patches. I didn't see what he grabbed with the Computer Search, so I really hope it wasn't a Dark Patch, because that would be not very good. Maybe it was a Juniper. Probably. I don't know. Or maybe he wanted a Juniper, but had to do something. I don't know. So, I guess it makes sense. Anyways, it looks like there's a Dark Energy now attached to the bench Mewtwo and his bench Darkrai. His Mewtwo in the active has damage on it, and he's not going to be happy about that. So, basically, he just submitted that I'm going to let you take this Mewtwo. So, I'm going to play Sharon, draw 3 cards. I didn't draw anything I really liked, particularly. So, I think I'm going to Ultra Ball here. I can probably Ultra Ball away that Kyurem. It's not going to be in play. And I'm going to get rid of one of those, and get rid of the N, because N is just going to hurt me at this point. I think the play here is to grab a Keldeo. Alternatively, I could grab a Mewtwo to, I guess, protect my other Mewtwo. I'm going to use Blastoise's Dolge to attach to the Keldeo. I don't have to play. I think about playing catcher, and I do because Darkrai is the biggest threat on his team. So I take it out with a Sacred Sword, some kind of sword. Stab it in the head, and then take my 2 prizes. So at this point here, something happened on my computer, but lost my train of thought. I'm in a really good position to just win in 2 turns. He does 100 there, and what I can do is attach the water to the other Keldeo, attach the Eviolite to the other Keldeo, and use his Russian ability. And now I have to force him to either have a catcher or he loses. He loses without taking any prize cards. He really just needs to have a killer hand, and he just can't do anything right now. So that's going to be the end of the match, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that all my explanations and stuff were helpful and not annoying. So, and if you guys want to see a more fun match, go ahead and go to my channel, because I use a silly deck, and it's going to be fun. So I'll see you guys around. So long, PMP viewer. Give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, and do all the stuff that I would like you to do. Alright, toodles.